You know how sometimes it feels like the smallest things in life can flip your entire world upside down? Well, that happened to me. Because of a typo. Just two numbers. Out of place. And suddenly everything shifted. It was Valentine's Day. Now, before you assume anything romantic or over the top, let me be clear, I wasn't in love. Not even close. I had been seeing this girl casually, let's call her Melissa. She was smart, fun, the kind of person who laughed at her own jokes before finishing them. We weren't official, and honestly, I didn't even know where it was going. But Valentine's Day was coming up, and I figured I'd do something thoughtful. Just a small gesture, flowers. Nothing crazy. I was in a rush, juggling work emails, half-eating breakfast, and trying to avoid spilling coffee on my laptop. I pulled up a flower delivery site, chose a simple bouquet, pink roses and eucalyptus stems, and typed in her address. Only, I didn't really type it in. I rushed it in. Apartment 402 became 420. And I didn't even notice. Hit place order. Got the confirmation. Felt slightly proud of myself for being early for once. A few hours passed. The flowers were delivered. I got the notification. But, no reply. No, thank you. No, that was sweet. Nothing. Okay, weird. But maybe she was busy? Next day, still nothing. By day 3 I figured, alright, maybe that's her way of saying this thing we had? It's done. And you know what? Fine. That's how dating works sometimes. Silent exits, ghosting, it happens. So I moved on. Emotionally detached. Deleted the flower receipt like I was scrubbing a memory. Then came the knock. 3 soft knocks at my door late afternoon. I wasn't expecting anyone. I opened it and there she was. Except it wasn't Melissa. It was someone else. A woman, tall, probably mid to late 20s, wearing this faded brown hoodie and holding the bouquet I'd sent. It was a little wilted by now, but still vibrant enough to recognize. She smiled. That kind of awkward, almost apologetic smile. And she said, "Hey, these showed up at my apartment a few days ago. I almost tossed them, but they were too pretty. Figured I'd try to find whoever they were meant for." She glanced down at the bouquet, then looked up at me. I was so thrown off I barely spoke. "Oh, thanks. That's really thoughtful." She smiled again, this time warmer. "I guess someone sent them to the wrong girl." I laughed, kind of embarrassed. "Yeah, looks like it." Then she said something that would stick in my head for days. "Their loss. You've got good taste, though. If you ever need help picking out flowers again, I'm right down the hall." And just like that, she turned and walked away. I stood there, holding those flowers like an idiot, stunned, wondering what the hell just happened. That night, I kept replaying that moment at the door in my head. Her voice. Her smile. The way she handed over the flowers like she'd done something small, but it felt huge. I didn't even get her name. Just, I'm right down the hall. And suddenly those Valentine's flowers, the ones I thought had gone to waste, felt like the start of something I couldn't quite explain. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't thinking about Melissa. I was thinking about the stranger. The one who could have thrown the flowers away or ignored them. But she didn't. She made the effort to return them, to me. A total stranger. That night I didn't sleep well. My brain wouldn't shut off. What if that moment was more than just a coincidence? The next morning I did something I hadn't done in a while. I got intentional. I went back to the flower site, browsed the catalog carefully this time, and picked something simple. Yellow tulips. Not roses. Not romantic. But friendly. Soft. Genuine. Something about them just felt right. I added a note. Thought you deserved your own. I made sure to enter the address slowly. Deliberately. Apartment 420, this time on purpose. Then I hit order. Hours passed. I didn't hear anything. But honestly, I didn't expect to. Until, the sticky note. Slid under my door, yellow like the tulips. No name. No greeting. Just this message. Do you send flowers to all your neighbors, or was I just lucky? And I smiled. I mean, really smiled. Probably like a dork. But I didn't care. I scribbled a reply underneath. Only the ones who rescue lost bouquets. And I slid it right back. That weekend we got coffee. She told me her name was Claire. We met up at the cafe just around the block, and what was supposed to be a 30-minute coffee turned into almost 3 hours of talking. We clicked in a way that didn't feel forced or planned. It was just easy. We talked about music, books, her weird obsession with crossword puzzles, my unhealthy relationship with takeout food. No pressure. No pretenses. No games. Just two people figuring out if a wrong apartment number could lead to the right connection. By the end of that day, I realized something. I didn't want this to be a one-time thing. And I think she didn't either. The next time we saw each other wasn't planned. But it didn't feel like an accident either. She was coming out of the elevator, groceries in hand. I was heading in, holding a pizza box like I'd just won the lottery. We locked eyes, smiled, like we were both in on the same joke. I said, "Need a hand?" She replied, "Only if that pizza comes with it." We ended up splitting it on the floor of her apartment, surrounded by half-unpacked groceries, open windows, and 2 glasses of wine. It felt uncomplicated. No pressure to impress. No scripted moves. Just presence, laughter, real talk. And slowly a rhythm formed between us. Sticky notes under doors. Small flowers in return. Little jokes like writing pizza guy on her contact name. She called me florist for a week. It was playful, but beneath it all, something honest was forming. She told me how she just moved to the city after a bad breakup. Wasn't looking for anything serious. Just trying to rebuild. I told her I'd been in a weird limbo. Not heartbroken but not healed either. Just stuck. But somehow being around her made everything feel lighter. Like we weren't fixing each other, just giving each other space to breathe again. One night, weeks later, she knocked on my door. No sticky note. No flowers. Just Claire holding a bag of Chinese takeout and saying, "Thought you might be hungry. And I'm tired of eating alone." And just like that, it became a tradition. Tuesday takeout. Friday wine. Sunday crossword puzzles, which I still suck at, by the way. But I started looking forward to the yellow sticky notes. I started walking slower past apartment 420. Started hoping I'd bump into her at the elevator. Started planning grocery runs I didn't even need. Because this, whatever it was becoming the best mistake I'd ever made. And one night, maybe a month in, I asked her, "Do you ever think about how it started? Like if I hadn't messed up the address?" She looked at me, smiled gently, and said, "Then I'd still be wondering who the lucky girl was. And you'd probably still be waiting for a thank you that never came." So here's the thing no one tells you. Sometimes love doesn't crash in like a wave. It trickles in, like light through a window you forgot was open. And that's what it was with Claire. It wasn't flowers. It wasn't takeout. It wasn't even the sticky notes, though let's be honest, they were cute as hell. It was her knocking on my door just to say hi. Her remembering my favorite snack. Me waiting for her laugh at the end of a long day. And one random Saturday something shifted. We were sitting on her couch. No background music, no movie, no distractions. Just her head on my shoulder and the city buzzing outside her window. And she said, "You know what's funny? I almost didn't deliver the flowers. I almost threw them out." I asked, "What made you change your mind?" She smiled, eyes still on the skyline. "I think I was secretly hoping they were meant for me." That hit me. Like a soft punch to the heart. Because they were. Eventually. Somehow. Despite everything. Fast forward. Almost a year's gone by now. We still joke about the address. She still calls me florist in her phone. And I still get her tulips now and then, especially when I don't have the words. Not because I messed up, but because this time I chose to send them. To the right girl. At the right door. Sometimes the best stories aren't the ones you plan. They're the ones that happen when you're just trying to be kind. And accidentally meet someone kind in return. Final frame, black screen fades in with soft text. Funny how one wrong number turned out to be the right one.